Hey everybody. Okay, so I got this nifty little box this week from the post office, and I've already opened it. I had to look at them and get comfortable with them before I talk to you. This was a box that I received all the way from the United Kingdom. So to Leah from the UK, thank you so much. That was really impressive. I don't think that I realized fully when you and I were talking in private message that you were in the UK. So I really appreciate you going to the effort of shipping this all the way overseas so that I could talk about these. Thank you. So in this box were some products from a company called Natural Intimacy in the UK, and so I'm kind of excited about this on two fronts. Number one, most of the things I talk about here on my channel are products that are readily available in America. The links that I provide are readily available in America, and with the exception of the cups, because those are pretty international. The stuff I talk about can be difficult for our viewers in Europe to get their hands on. So this time I'm talking about a product that's actually going to be super easy for my UK ladies to get a hold of. And I'm a little confused whether the company is Ethical Family Planning or Natural Intimacy. I'm going to give you their website. This is the information card that came in everything that they sent in that box. And it's really interesting. They have the FemiCycle. So if you're in the UK and you want a FemiCycle, which is an American manufactured cup, but they have it on their website there. And it looks to be about the same price that we pay for it in the US, available through them. So I'm not sure how, but they apparently distribute the FemiCycle. They also have a cervical cap. They sell their natural sponges. They have lubricants, things like that. And that's under the Natural Intimacy company name. And Ethical Family Planning, there's a lot of information on there. Anyway, I was kind of impressed with them. The website looks really nice. There's lots of information. There's phone numbers, and all of the prices in sterling are listed. So let's get into what they sent me. They sent me these two little boxes. This is the one that I opened. They sent me these two little guys. This says Caribbean silk sponges, and this says Mediterranean silk sponges. And this said that this box contains 2 unbleached Mediterranean silk sponges harvested in the Eastern Mediterranean with the utmost respect for marine resources. I'm going to have to look more into that so that when I do the review I can kind of tell you what that means. I'm not aware if there's a way you can over-harvest sponges or damage anything, so I'll look into that. But this is what came in the package. Now, I decided, for those of you who haven't watched me discuss this before, I never would have voluntarily said, yay, I'm going to try some natural sea sponges. When I was a little girl, I got cut on some coral. And by little girl, I mean I think I was 5 or 6 years old. And this was off the coast of Florida. And I got cut with coral, and I had this hideous infection that came from it. And I might be over-dramatizing it, but the way I remember it, it hurt like all bloody heck. And yeah, I'm 40, and I still remember it. And so ever since then, I've had this notion that things from the sea can hurt you, that things from the sea are dirty, or that they will hurt you, because I think probably that was the age that I discovered what an infection was, something dirty gets into your cut, and so I just have this mental association. It's like I imprinted stuff from the ocean is dirty. So it's irrational. There's lots of people really love using these, and there are reviews all over the place, and people talk about the different uses for intimate sponges. And so I decided, that just wasn't for me. But then I got this private message from Ethical Family Planning via Leah. So thank you again, Leah. And I was like, you know what? This is just the message. They're going to send me some, so I'm going to have to get over this. It's time. I'm 40. I need to get over this, right? So I decided, go big or go home. I'm going to use the unbleached ones that look as close to the way they looked when they came out of the sea as possible. So now, before my software starts freaking out, I'm going to stop this and start a new clip and show you what these look like. So I told my husband to come back up because it's been a while since I made one of these while he was here, and I was embarrassed to have him in the room. So I finished the last clip and I told him to come up, and I asked him if he wanted to say hi, and he said no. And I said, well, if I ask you a question, are you going to answer it? And he said, yes, unless it's a vagina question. And I said, well, of course it'll be a vagina question. He said, then my answer will be, I don't know. But that's not really he'll probably answer this question. Anyway, this is what they look like. You can see that's a fresh out of the sea sponge. It doesn't even look like they washed it, but they did. It says on the packaging that they washed it, but they don't come sterilized, so you have to sterilize them. And the reason I was going to ask him a question is because one of the things that people use these for is mess-free intimacy. You can insert one of these when you're actually on your cycle, and they're supposed to be completely undetectable by your partner. So the question I was going to ask you is, would that freak you out?
No, I mean, it seems like something I would feel, so as long as I didn't know it was
As long
there,
as you don't know it's there, you're good?
What would freak me out? If I didn't know it was there would be nothing to
Oh, so I
freak
should
me
just not tell you that it's there?
out.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, well, it'll freak me out a little bit, but I'm going to get over it, like I said. So this comes with 2 in it. And so I think the little boxes that they sent me came with 2. And these say on the side of that box that they're a product of Greece, that these were harvested in Greece. Now, in addition to the 2 little boxes I showed you, I got 2 other little baggies. And this one has 3 in it, and this one has 2 in it, just like the box did. And I'm not really sure what the difference is. To me, these look exactly in color and shape and texture. They look exactly like this. And they also came with the same information card in the baggie that came with the box. And so I'm thinking that I might have screwed up. Maybe they sent me these to use, and the ones that came in the box were supposed to be the ones I gave away, but there wasn't a letter, and so if I screwed that up, I'm sorry. But these I don't think I'm going to need more than 2 of these to give them a try and tell you what I think of them. So that's what we're going to do. So one use, and these are the 2 that came in. Just give another close-up so you can see kind of the texture on those. It's definitely out of the ocean, y'all. So I'm gonna have to sit and hold these. Now, I've heard people say before that in their dry state they're kind of hard, and they don't feel hard to me. They feel squishy and spongy, but they're not very. I wouldn't want to squeeze it really hard because I would feel that I was going to break it in this dry state. I'm thinking that if I wet them, they're going to get really squishy like a regular sponge that you would use for cleaning would get. So I'll let you know about that when I do a full review on them. Also, I'm going to need to figure out how to sterilize them, and I will research that because they have on their information card, it doesn't say, but there's on their website, I'm fairly certain I can get in there and figure that out. And if not, I will let you know, and I will let you know how I ended up sterilizing these before use and using them, and if I or Mr. Nix have an opinion to offer about using these for that the mess-free intimacy purpose, I'll let you know. The other thing that people use these for, which is a kind of a logical next step, is a lot of women use these as reusable tampons as an alternative to the cotton rayon mixture plastic applicator. You know, my understanding is that these would be used in a similar fashion to an OB tampon. I'm not really sure. I have some questions about how that would work. So I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna deal with it, and when I do a review for you on these and tell you how it worked, I'll get into that. I'll tell you how long you can wear them for, how you go about cleaning them between, and if I feel like these are a viable option for use as a reusable tampon, as far as, you know, what if you're at work when you have to change one of these out? I don't know. I mean, if you're just at home in your bathroom, the question I have is revolving, how do you discreetly clean them if you're going to use them? You know, because if I'm just in my regular bathroom at home, I could just take it to the sink and clean it in privacy. But if I'm at work or at school and I have to use a public sink for that, that's not going to happen. So I'll look into it. I'll find out what other people have done with these, and I will give you some ideas and tell you kind of how I felt about that. And I'm also going to look into, apparently there's some other people use them for things. These are not rated or approved or reviewed for contraceptive use, but I know from talking to people on various groups that some people do use them for that. There are women out there who are uncomfortable with the concept of an IUD but cannot use hormonal birth control of any kind. So my understanding is that they would, you know, use these, they would wet them and then load them up with some kind of a spermicide or whatever, and then insert them and use them for that purpose. But again, when you look them up, they're they're very different from like the Today sponge that some people might remember from back in the 90s. I don't even know if they're still making those. But if these don't look like that, and obviously they don't come preloaded with a rated spermicide in them or anything, so I'm gonna have to research that. I do know that they're not a proven or really tested contraceptive method, so that would be kind of one of those use at your own risk type of deals. But I do know that people use them for that, so I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna find out if there's anything else nifty that people use these for. Now, the one thing I read about, because I was looking into this when I knew I was getting this package, because I was a little nervous about using these, and I understand that they have really large ones that people who have prolapse, uterine prolapse, that these can be an alternative to some of the procedures that they do to fix that process, or for people who've had a surgery and it failed or whatever. My understanding is that those prolapses can be very uncomfortable. Vaginal prolapse, uterine prolapse, I can't remember. But people who have that situation will know what I'm talking about. But they make much larger cuts of these. And apparently those have brought a great deal of relief to people who suffer from that situation. So I'm going to try to get more information about these. I'm going to get familiar with them, learn how to sterilize them, use them, and let you know what I think. But anyway, thank you to Leah from Ethical Family Planning in the UK. I will give these a go, and I'm very appreciative for the package. And keep your fingers crossed, because I'm gonna need some courage for this. All right, thanks very much. I'll talk to you about the Maluna cup probably tomorrow. I'm gonna do a full review on that because I'm feeling a little remiss for not having done that already, because I've had the Maluna for quite some time, and I think in the back of my mind I thought I'd already done one, but I haven't. So I'll talk to you about the Maluna cup next, and a full review on this will probably be forthcoming in a couple of weeks after I've had some time to sit and use these and spent at least one cycle with them. Okay? And then after this upcoming cycle, I'm also going to do a review for you on a new pad shop. So, which I'm pretty excited about, because I haven't gotten excited about a new pad maker since Novel Red, and that was a while ago, so I'm kind of overdue for getting excited about some new pads. So anyway, lots of stuff. Brand new school year. Mr. Nix is back, and but I'm still here. All right, love y'all. Bye.